All right. Hello. Today we are going to do lesson 3.3, and our do now problem warm-up is on page 150. Go ahead and open your books to page 150 and pause this now. If you don't have a book, I will zoom it in a little bit for you so you can pause it and do the problems. Okay, now we're going to go over it together. So hopefully you're done, and you're going to unpause. The first one, Fiona starts at the beginning of a hiking trail and walks 4/5 of a mile. She counts the mileage markers that are placed every 1/10 of a mile along the trail. How many markers does she count? So that would be the 4/5 she walked divided by the 1/10. And dividing fractions is easy as pie. Flip the second one. We flip the 1/10 and we put the 10 on the top. And multiply. So I see that when we go to multiply, we can simplify first. We can fit 5 into 5 and 5 into 10. So we change those to a 1 and a 2. Multiply across the numerators, you get an 8. Multiply across the denominators, a 1. So 8 mileage markers will be found. All right, if Amanda hikes at an average speed of 2.72 miles per hour, how long will it take her to hike 6.8 miles? So we're going to take the 6.8 miles and divide it by the time it takes her to hike, and it will take her 2.5 hours. So 2.5. You could have also had 2.5 there. 2.5 hours. All right. Then we have the area of a rectangle. And we are just doing the, it says to estimate for the area. See, it says, okay, the area of a rectangle. Oh, this one is not correct. Let's go through this. It says the area of a rectangle is, and this is about 6 square meters. The width of the rectangle is about 2 meters. Which is the best estimate for the length of the rectangle? So we do 6 divided by 2. Not multiplying by 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the reason that is if our length was 3 and our width was 2, our area inside here would be 6. So 6 divided by 2 equals 3. All right, then we have Lillian bought 2 52 of a pound of tomatoes and 1 26 pounds of lettuce to make a salad for 18 people. If each person got the same amount of salad, how much salad did each person get? So first we add up the tomatoes and the lettuce. We make sure we line up our decimals and we get 3 78 pounds of lettuce. Pounds is LBS, pounds, LBS. All right, then we're going to take the pounds of lettuce that we have and divide it among the 18 people. So when we divide, we get 0.21 or 21 of a pound of salad per person. You can pause that and take a look at it and see how I did my division if you'd like to check it with yours. All right, then we have lesson 3.3 notes. You do need to know this definition of a rational number. It will be on your test. A rational number is any number that can be written as a fraction, some number over another number, where a and b are integers and b does not equal 0. So the bottom number of the fraction cannot be 0. If it's any other number and it's a fraction or a whole number, that is a rational number. All right, then separate from that, after you have that definition written down, I just wanted to go over what horizontal is. Horizontal goes up and down, like if you're climbing a ladder, you're going horizontally up. And then I am feeling like I'm going to redo that part. All right, so vertically is going up like a ladder. When you're climbing a ladder, you're going vertically. And then horizontally is like when you look out at the lake and you see the sun on the horizon. Horizontal is the flat line. So I just wanted you to know the difference between those two number lines. Okay. If you wanted to pause that video earlier, and this one is going rough. Okay, so we're going to graph -3 5/8. So here we have our 0. These are positive numbers. These are negative numbers. So if I were going to do 3 and 5/8 going positive, it would be after the 3. So 3 and 5/8 going negative is to the other side. So look how we start with a negative half, a negative 1, a negative 1.5, a negative 2, a negative 2.5, negative 3. Here's negative 3.5. So what the 8, the denominator, means is that I would cut this into, between the 3 and the negative 3 and the negative 4, I would cut this into 8 pieces. And we're going to go 5 hops over from the 3. So we're going to go right about here, and we will place that on the number line, negative 3 and 5/8. So we're going past, this would be like 4/8. Half of 8 is 4, so 4/8 is the same as 3.5. It's a little past that. So what two integers come before and after negative 3 and 5/8? So the two integers would be the negative 3 and the negative 4. And this is closer. Is it closer to the 3 or the 4? 3 and 5/8 is closer to the negative 4. Yep, here's a hint you may want to write down. I already talked about it up here, but it's how the denominator tells us how many pieces or jumps between the two numbers. The top number tells you how many to go over. So bottom number is how many pieces between the two integers. The top number tells you how many hops over. All right. All right, this one, we are going to do this one together, and we are going to figure out where to put these in order. So when you have some negative numbers and some positive numbers, we know our positive numbers are always going to be the largest. So there's only one positive number. So I'm going to put that here as the largest number. Then I have to figure out which of these are larger. And the way I decided to do that was to stick my bottom out and divide. Then I'll add those negative signs in at the end because they're both negative numbers. So I stuck my 3 on the bottom and my numerator in the inside. 3 doesn't fit into 2, but it does fit into 20. 3 times 6 is 18. And I get 20 again, so I know 3 will go in there again 6 times. And that 6 is just going to keep repeating. So I get a negative 0.06 repeating. And then I'm going to do this one over here. 7 times, let's see, 7 times 7 is 49, so 7 times 8 is 56. 7 fits in there 5 times. 5 times 7 is 35. And 7 will get in there 7 times, 49. And it is going to keep going and going, but I do have enough digits that I can compare these two numbers. So this is the negative 2/3. This is the negative 6/7. And I know I look at my largest place value first, and the largest place value I have is the tenths. So this is going to be the larger one. And this is going to be 6 is smaller than 8. So I'm going to put negative 2/3 in the smaller spot. Okay, that is how you're going to order fractions. So you have to go back to some of the basic knowledge you remember from when I started teaching you how to turn fractions into decimals. You may need that information. You're going to have to take the time to divide. I don't mind if you write this down on your paper, if you get out a calculator and you put the thing you're dividing in first. So if I were going to put this on a calculator, I would put 2 divided by 3. And if you want to write that answer down that way, I'm okay with that. This one you'd put 6 divided by 7. But what worries me is some of you are still putting like the 7 first and then the 6, and you won't get the same answer because it does matter where you place the numbers when you do a division problem. Okay, so good luck. And if you need help putting it on a calculator, come see me and talk to me about it. I'll help you.